Hey everyone, this is the view that I drew from for this week's still life. And this isn't my actual room. This is just a reference image I took. It was used to capture all the shadow at a certain time in the afternoon. I took this photo because there was shadows being cast by the leaves and the branches onto the window screen. It looked great. The can was really reflective. There was a lot of detail in the scene, and I thought it was really interesting. So I used that as a reference image. So for when I got my structuring done, I could go back and shadow everything accurately. And this is the final scene. You can see I have the shadows from the branches, as well as portrayed on the screen. It's a bit difficult to see here. It's very light values, but you can definitely tell a gradient, darker to lighter. You got the reflective can, and this was pencil used to just gesture all the positioning of the objects, basic scale and orientation. And then I went back with charcoal, vine charcoal and compressed charcoal. That's a nice little feature of the drawing, is how the light bounces off of the shades. That looked really interesting. And the shades themselves in the scene were very reflective. And I made my keychain and USB really dark, just so it would bring out the light in the background to seem like the sun was more intense. So it took me about 4 drawings to get to here. Let me grab one. So this is done on newsprint. It was extremely fast gesture. It's really sloppy. I was just messing around with fisheye drawing. You could see distortion, and you could see my workspace. So I was in front of this drawing it. You could see it come down. I did another one similarly. Upside down. Here we go. So I captured the wall I was facing as well as the wall I was standing directly next to. That's why it kind of bubbles in, you know, fisheye. And then as well as there's my foot, and this is the drawing pad. And I just drew that face because I was just like, this is not working. So I went back and I drew 2 more. This one was when I was from sitting down, but I didn't like this shot because it seemed too similar to my second drawing. And here's the other one, where I have a little bit more distortion in the corner. And I still didn't like the composition itself. I like the idea of having 2 windows and the scenery is still continuing just as it does, but you would have the blinds kind of break up the image in the background. I thought that'd be really interesting. But instead, and I'm glad I made the choice, I just sat down looking straight out my window, and this is the final product. It took me quite a while, but overall I'm fairly happy with the results. It's always nice to do a little work on value when I come out of a couple straight weeks of just working with line drawing. So I hope you guys liked it, and I'll be sure to post another video next week.